Okay, we will start the work session as we normally do with the resolutions that we have on the agenda. Which is first one for me, Bill Blocker. Does anybody want to read that one? So. Second one is local law number 4 for tax cap override,
I sent you a revised noticing.
and I didn't change it. The revised 8.
The community development block grant, the dates, the public hearing was not today.
So what do we gotta change there? So,
Let me pull it up, and I'll make
Hold on.
corrections.
you know,
I'm pulling it up.
last week,
Yeah, I got it.
it was on the September 26th.
That was it, right?
There were a couple little things, I'll look at it all.
I got it. September.
You still got that, okay. B, tax cap override. You want to read that?
Patty does.
Nope, not doing it.
That's why I'm looking for, that's gonna die. I'm reading D. So
I thought you were gonna read B, it's short.
I'm reading D because that's.
B is in blue board.
Yeah, I'm reading D because I'm on the committee for the fire.
Yeah, I was on the committee for C, so I thought I'd read that one.
I'll do B. I got A and B.
I thought Jake.
I got it. No, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
That was easy.
I thought so.
Okay. E is just a motion for the cultural permit, which everybody should have a copy of. F is a motion to appoint Michelle
Is it Cacciatore?
Casatori
Or
for
is
the
it just
library board.
Cacciatore?
There shouldn't be an issue with that. G, motion to appoint Neil Craig to the Board of Assessment Review. We should have done our last meeting, but it's close enough.
So he re-upped for another, what, 5-7 years?
It's a 5-year. Yes. He's been on there for a while.
Yeah.
Does a decent job. H is to approve the recreation staff, that you all should have a copy of. So, Dan Rowland gave to us, which we do every year. I could be, if you want, we talked a while ago, again, Kowalik wanted the radios and probably put the resolution together. I didn't have the resolution before I sent the motion out. So, do we want to add that to the meeting?
That's Joe.
All right.
It was just a date and new, right?
And then,
Oh, and potential. Okay.
It's a motion,
It's a,
potential for I.
That's a resolution.
it's a resolution.
Should've been in
Do we-
the box.
Do we, yeah, it should be in your mail.
You got 2 quotes.
I just had it.
It's in,
There are 2 public bids from public contract.
Then do we want to add it to the agenda or wait till 2 weeks? We discussed it, so. I'll add it to the agenda unless I hear something different. Does anybody want to read it?
Skyway Communications.
Yeah, and,
I'll read it if,
okay.
if it's gonna fly, if it's,
Okay.
it's gonna fly. then
You
I'll
never
read it.
know. Does anybody opposed to it?
Well, they gotta have radios to communicate.
Yeah.
And we're just buying one this year and then
Well,
one
we're
next
buying
year.
2.
So what was his original quote?
You want to get one at first.
Right. Which one was his original quote that came up first and then he went and got the second one? I can't remember.
The original one was 4,700.
Okay,
We got the second one.
okay.
So it's this.
So that 4768 is for 2 radios?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a piece.
I guess the only issue is whether you want to estimate from outside of the New York State contract program or not.
They got quotes exactly from the companies, from
Right, their
Skyway
They were
Communications.
the same.
Their quotes from the vendors and the quotes from the vendors referenced that they were under the OGS contract, which is why I just included it because that indicates that it had been put out to bid, but at this price point, there's no need to go out to bid.
Okay,
5,000, right?
Right,
The one is,
So you don't need to run.
correct.
Oh, right.
okay, so hopefully,
So the I is a red road,
well, we'll add it, yep.
and you talk about it at the thing. Okay, that down, put that down.
Okay. On
Is
to,
that coming today?
No.
No.
no, the ones were planning, water sewer. Water sewer, they are,
Poking along?
well, they're doing well Kirby Road. Last Friday, I didn't go there, look there today, but last Friday, they were more than halfway done. I mean, of course, it's
Short.
right digging with a shovel. Up here, they did some more, they're up to the first drive. But, so they're moving,
They got pipe up there too, huh?
Yeah. they got pipe in both spots,
Machinery.
machinery's there.
Where's it on?
We did want to talk, I can, if the board wants, I can ask Scott to come at our next meeting. Cause we do want to talk to him about their bill. Is that appropriate, I think?
Yeah, Mike and I talked to him the other day,
Executive session,
and that's an executive session.
Yeah.
item.
we'll do that. in a minute. That's because we want to talk about the contract. Okay, buildings, library, the building and landscaping.
Go ahead, Doc.
No, I was going to ask you, we had that rain a week or two ago. And the last I recall, you said it was dry,
Yeah,
but there was nothing that percolated after that. But
no,
it
so,
was pretty heavy rain.
yeah, so I was in here to talk to Dawn. And Dawn had reminded me about the incident we had here. Where we couldn't find the leak that was coming into the building here. And it was coming through the brickwork.
Again,
So,
wasn't that the thing that happened 2 or 3 years ago?
yeah, and we had to get resealed, right, Dawn?
Yeah, we resealed the building, regrouted and resealed the building.
So I gotta get together with Dawn and see if we can find out who did that, and then we'll get them up there to take a look at that. There's not a lot there, it's not like the building, cause you only have 2 brick walls there, cause the front is open. So you got the 2 brick walls, one on the north and one on the east, one on the west, and the south wall is all that window for the upper part of the library. So there's not a lot there if that's what the problem is. The denial, we're thinking that it's probably structurally okay yet, that's probably just the decorative part that is deteriorating. Oh, I get a chance, I have not looked at it yet to get a close look at it, but when I get a chance, I will get up there and take a look and see if I can peek inside there, and talking with Dawn also on that, maybe we can just do a quick fix for the winter. Is what we were talking about, so,
Makes sense.
and, but I think there's probably something structural in there around the pillars. I don't think those wood pillars are actually holding up. And then in the future, I think if we can look at somebody or get a price on even removing them, and if there's somehow we can run a decorative gusset that's kind of fits the time and the architecture of the building to support that instead of those pillars, if they have to be replaced.
Comments?
Yeah, duct tape, something,
Tree wrap, we
They
want
they make it white now.
just for the winter at least.
Flex seal.
That's what it was on.
Does look good.
And landscaping looks good.
Yeah, I didn't get another price, I didn't get another quote yet for the little island there yet. I wanted to talk to you guys and Dawn about what we were doing with the sign. To get a quote on both of them at the same time. But it sounds like they have different ideas for that, so we'll just let that one ride.
Letting the,
Sign out front at the.
yeah, no, but the library, you're gonna let that ride or?
No, I'm still gonna work on that. I held off on it until I could talk to you guys, and did you want me to get something? To see if we can get quotes on both of them at the same time. You know, maybe we can get a better pricing that way. But I'm okay with just getting the one.
Okay. Town hall. Truck facility. Any comments? None. Grants,
Should we have comments on why they on there?
well, the town hall because of the sign.
Oh, okay.
Denial, joint facility, I don't have anything new because of the, heat,
The HVAC system?
yeah, the HVAC system, right?
John was looking at something like 20.
Oh, right.
But we were also looking at something for the garage part, right? That has to be replaced. The last work session we discussed.
Yeah, I gotta get with John, because he was saying. Okay, grants, nothing doing the parks, still have the first year, community development block grant, we should be hopefully moving on this evening. And then, just a grant writer put it together for us. I know, Sarah's getting a quote. That's all we need is a quote for the grant. We don't need a actual bid or anything, just ballpark, so we know how much money we're asking for. But Paul DiOrlando seems to be very okay with the fact that we're getting X number from a different entity and X number from a different, and that we can utilize them as part of the town's budget. So I see that as a win-win-win all the way around. Okay, highway, the resolution. We want to talk about that at work session, certainly executive session. I would assume.
I would think so, yeah. I think Emily, I think we wrote up a nice, I think it's fairly simple and it should give us what we want.
Action packed.
So, and the one part of it, 140, this, we don't have to do executive session, I'll do we?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't say, yeah, I got a feeling.
all right,
I would recommend it.
okay.
Other, okay, gas well. I went up there, I think the gauge has been replaced. John told me it was replaced, so
So it is,
Yeah.
where's Bud did it and.
so I'm gonna take that.
Is John the one that's tasked to send the data from the gauge to New York State, so we
I
clear
do
that?
not believe so. We'll probably get Mike to do that.
All right.
He'll give me the information and we'll send it here, because they're sending me the
The
I'm
form
in
to fill out.
contact with them, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just gather the information.
It is due by December 31st for the year, is that how it's done?
I believe so, Doc. I'll go back and check that.
Doesn't matter, but just now that we've got it, we don't want to miss the date.
Well, we gotta have the usage yearly, annually the usage on it.
Yeah, something new.
It's brand new. I mean, they never did
Yeah,
for years. But it is Dave Worsma, will tell you.
Did we find
Yeah.
out about the royalties on that? How, is it executive session too, or?
We paid a royalty last year
Then the-
and we were still trying to figure out if anybody else is tapped into that gas well at all.
Does it matter if it's just tapped in, Emily, or is it if it's touching their property, whether they're tapped in or not?
It matters if they're tapped in for the usage.
For the usage part, but for royalties,
No, their royalty is different.
okay.
Yeah, we may touch upon that in the executive session.
Okay.
Just because we're talking, yeah, personnel.
Mhm.
Okay, next bicentennial picture has been taken. Thank you all. Okay, library board, was taking care of that this evening. Cleaners, anything new?
I have 2 applications and 1 additional interest. I'm supposed to be putting an application in, and they're due by Friday.
Do you interview them or how does that work?
We'll have to, we'll have to figure that out once we get past Friday.
Yeah, sure.
We'll probably reach out to all of them and have them come in and talk to them. Yeah.
Do we have an hourly rate on that, and what we've done in the past? 18 and change?
And change, yes. I want to say it's 1810, but it's pretty close to that, I think.
But does that vary depending on the experience you have? No,
No, I do not believe so.
no, okay.
No, yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I think we're gonna try to pick the person that we feel has the most experience and the best experience.
But the former seemed to have experience. It was
Yes.
quite appealing, I think, the
Yeah.
dynamic duo.
And I will have to thank the girls at the town hall who've been doing a fine job. I don't know if that means we should be paying them more. But thank you for Jen and whoever was around. Collects it. Appreciate that. Okay, cleaners amendment right resolution. We really haven't talked a lot about it. Do we want to put the effort into putting something together?
Something together.
That's true.
Well,
Did I pass that on to anybody?
not that I know of. I just reread the one that you sent out, what, 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, it's different.
I basically just simplified it and took out a lot of the language that, especially with the issue that Patty had raised about potentially signing on to some kind of fight that we didn't necessarily want to sign on for.
Good.
And I can add more to it. I just kind of pared it down as much as possible and
So we might have a discussion on it next
We'll
work.
have it, I got it the next work session. I'll make sure you get that tomorrow.
This is basically a supporting resolution.
Right.
Why don't we just supporting the second, why not the other 9 first amendments? No, never mind.
We can go through them all if you want, Doc. No problem with that.
That's the first, or the second, what about the first and the third and the fourth?
it's in opposition to a bill that was passed.
And we don't have the copy of the bill, do we? So.
I
we
can
have
send
it
it
on
to
the-
you.
You did.
I did not, but I can send it to you if you want.
How many thousand pages?
I'll send you a link.
Is that the Dudney? Okay, fine, that's easy.
How many pints of blood did you do?
Hey, that was supposed to be an executive session.
Oh, okay.
That's the last time I'm gonna tell you about my birthday.
We gotta strike that.
That's, please don't put that in the recording.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Okay, refuse contract, October 18th, you could have said none. Okay, October 18th, that's coming up next week. And, we'll see what happens. I got a feeling we're gonna get 3 quotes.
Well, I have
Or
heard
2 for sure.
consistently from 2. The other one, I have just gotten,
Just that
thanks for
initial.
the information, and that was it.
Right.
So I don't know about the third one.
that makes it easy, right? Flip a coin, you got either heads or tails.
Well, they might do.
It makes it real easy in my mind. but- And I don't even want the number.
So is that resolution on tonight or is that for later?
Or,
Yeah, there's a resolution in here about the refuse joint bid.
There's no reserve.
Oh, was that from last week? Maybe?
That was
Yeah.
for, yeah,
Okay,
put it out for the.
gotcha.
Couple of weeks ago. Okay, budget, we can do a work session. Up to you guys, unless you got some questions now. Work session,
Work session.
okay. I do have stuff for you to mull over. I would like to add to the budget. We can do it out of fund balance. This budget is another position in the town, and that is the assistant bookkeeper. We have been running 14 years on thin ice. And why I say that is we have one bookkeeper. No one knows how to do that job except Colleen. We did when, what was her name?
Liz.
Liz was here, she started to learn how to do the payroll, so in case Colleen got sick. And I think Colleen has done her due diligence over 14 years of accommodating her vacations and et cetera. Around the best she could around our payroll and et cetera. Payroll's every 2 weeks, someone has to be here. I'm talking about putting in the budget another 10,000. I would suspect if we use half of that the first year, because you know Colleen's gonna be around whenever she can, but we really need to think and consider. And I apologize, I should have thought of it 2 months ago, but so that she can take a vacation, okay, payrolls. It's just like, she's gonna be off tomorrow. We scrambled today to make sure we got everything squared away so bills can be paid on time. That shouldn't have to be, we should have someone else that knows how to do that.
They, is it, how many hours do you anticipate a week for them?
I'm gonna answer that two-part. Number one, it probably wouldn't be the same hours every week, but 4, 6,
Do we have any
I-
part-time?
well, we're
workers
thinking about
in-house?
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think, obviously for at least a while, there would be a training period where, whoever the person is gonna sit side by side with Colleen and learn how to do all of this stuff. And then once the person sort of has a grasp of it and really understands it, then it would be as Colleen needs them.
It's probably something that she's gonna have to stay involved with. You just can't
Oh, yeah.
go in and say, I learned this, and then you don't do it for a year later, right?
Sure.
So-
Right,
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah,
right.
I anticipate her using it at least once a quarter.
Mhm.
Okay.
She goes out to. But when it comes to finalizing the budget, I'll have numbers, et cether, but I just want to run that by the board. It certainly makes sense. and I
It's
think
a
it covers,
prudent.
covers our budget. I mean, thank God she hasn't got
So we
sick.
were 1,200
Under the.
under the cap.
Yeah.
Is there ways we can?
Yeah, we'll take it off on balance that we don't have, excuse me, that we don't have in the budget, but we do have. That makes sense.
And it still keeps us under the 2%.
I, we can make sure that happens. Okay, oh, that was Collins. Electric vehicle charging, do we want to do anything with that?
I thought we were moving ahead for the next time around. Is that what we're thinking?
Oh, spring, okay. I'll
Next
mark
year
that
to
down.
apply for the grant. right?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna put that on, the grant writers agenda tomorrow, on the phone. About community development, so that they'll remind us when it's due. At the very beginning of it, not at the.
Not at the end.
Noise law changes,
I have not heard from Dave Miller. I was waiting to hear from him with comments.
I will ask him tomorrow.
About something you sent in for, just comment.
He said that he was going to have some comments of what he thinks it should be.
That was.
the ordinance or the
The
conflict
current
with the,
law, the changes that we should make. And then I'll go from there.
so it would be seamless with regards to the law and the special use permit?
Correct.
Okay,
I'll ask him to make sure he has something together for us to look at next Monday.
Work session. and thing.
Yeah.
And then it will take you a little time. to-
Oh, yeah, but if he gets it to me Friday, the board can have the weekend to look at it and comment.
Was there two left? Two concerts.
Yeah, 14 to 29
And you will be having people in here
and the 15th and.
at the next meeting.
Only one of the two is gonna be bad.
And they're gonna show up.
Yeah.
Carl. Tell me they're not gonna show up.
I agree that, I mean, if we get the wheels in motion. By the time that next meeting happens,
It's,
at least we'll provide them with something. We have.
it shows
movement.
another step
We have
that
movement.
we're in
Yes,
the movement of it. It's
Yes.
just not, yes.
I agree.
Okay.
What would it be that would be concrete to demonstrate that we have made a movement in that direction?
With Dave prompting Dave,
if we can get a
response
reply
back
from
to
Dave
Emily.
by next Monday or.
Right.
Simply saying. we gotta
It's
use-
just about, getting that seamless approach between the law and the special use permit. Apparently, that's where the conflict is occurring. So we close the gap.
I would like to see no fireworks at that particular location. I don't know how that can be phrased, but I just don't see why they need it at the concert.
Well,
I mean,
happened once, right?
Twice.
Twice,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
And it's,
Only once,
Fireworks
Once.
is twice.
and back up.
yeah, I thought it was just one time.
One time.
Well, one or two anyways.
Okay.
I don't know how you get around it when it's on someone else's property and they pass all the safety protocol.
Which apparently they did, they ran it by the state and the state
Yeah.
said Mark's next.
Yeah.
Weird. It's right next.
And I don't think we can force the fire company to go up there in case. Right?
Yeah,
We could
it'll
ask,
behoove them to be on call, but they don't have to be on call on site.
yeah,
but couldn't we say something like you can't have fireworks within so much distance from a senior living facility or something like that?
Is it contravene what the state said was okay?
Well, we'll have to find out.
Find out what the state's.
Yeah, if Dave can come up with something and we'll just find out. We can go from there because we'll have a whole bunch of questions after he presents. Hopefully some will get answered and create more questions.
You wouldn't try to cover fireworks under the noise.
Special use.
You'd be on a special use permit or something, yeah, because fireworks and noise are hard to measure. Oh, that's, don't go in that trap.
Oh, they were pretty loud last night.
where were they, across from you?
Yeah.
Or,
Wedding.
really?
Running.
Yeah, but impulse noises are, because noise you want to average and on. You don't want to go in that.
It was for 20 minutes. Must have had a little bit of gulp.
They were long.
They were long.
Can you hear me at your house, Joe? I can hear them at our,
Not as
inside the
bad.
house, you can hear the loud ones,
Yeah, the winds blowing.
Fine.
What I call-
Every once in a blue moon.
but you gotta listen for it. It's not like.
I got
it's
more gunfire
gunfire.
than
You
fire.
don't have any tannerite out your way, do you?
No, no, I haven't heard that since that last rocking incident. When I first came on the board,
Yeah,
that was a big one.
I think that. I talked to him afterwards on that and he didn't realize, he said he won't be doing it. It probably, if you could feel it all the way up on
Oh,
5
yeah.
and 77.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
was a little
Can you
much.
imagine what it's right there when they shut it off?
sure.
Dave, did we ever find out about whether the village was gonna do an electric vehicle charging and what Erie County was gonna do in the park?
Next month.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I have not received a reply from either. But I will send that out again.
Don't hold your breath. What's that? Your whispers in a silence have to be louder. The hearing is.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, anything else?
Pause for executive session.
Entertain a motion to go into executive session at
7:14, move.
7:14. Second,
Second,
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, here. Oh, to talk about contracts. Oh, yeah. You're still
Contracts and personnel,
in personnel, yeah,
okay.
right,